received over the weekend. Let's open with a word of prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for the privilege of being able to be here this week. I ask that you would guide and direct us, not only as we study your word, we try to understand the events that are all around us. Besides all of those things, may each of us receive a blessing in the interaction and fellowship we can have with one another. May we individually be careful, be mindful to follow the golden rule and to respect those around us. Bless us in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, I want to welcome everybody again. I don't know how many people had an opportunity to watch the presentations that we did over the weekend. We basically had a question and answer session over 3 studies. And most of the people that were here, if not all, I think received a blessing. So I want to address some further questions. So I got a question on diet. Before we read that question, I want to take us to one of the baptismal vows, vow 17. I've sent both of them to you. And for the translators, I've put that information on the forum. So, vow 17. Is it your purpose to obey God's instruction to eat and drink to God's glory? Do you have it? Do you have the vow there? No, asking Monica. By abstaining from all intoxicating liquors, tobacco in all its form. Spiced foods, chemical agents, meat, and avoiding all other animal products, including eggs and dairy, narcotics in all its forms, including tea, coffee, and cola drinks, opiates, and all other harmful substances. For those who watched the presentation over the weekend, they will be aware that we currently have a draft version of the vows. When I say we, I have it, but you don't. There have been some subtle changes in the vowels. And the reason it's in draft is because it's still being edited and under discussion. But I'm pretty sure for vowel 17, because it addresses the issue of opiates and narcotics, there have been some slight changes. There's a comment about prescription medication, that it's okay to take that because many prescription medications um, are either opiates or narcotics. And the other slight change, when it says in the current vowel, narcotics, what does it include as narcotics? Before we do that, tell me what you understand a narcotic to be. In English, they call it a narc if you take them. Who knows what, if I said who takes narcotics, what would you think of?
It's people who are drug addicts.
Drug addicts.
Narcotics have influence on people's behavior.
Narcotics have influence on people's behavior. What kind of drugs? I don't know. Was it Thomas or Peter?
Alcohol.
Okay, so you think alcohol is a narcotic.
So it would be harder drugs than alcohol, maybe like heroin.
Okay, so the problem with these terms, when it speaks of narcotics and opiates, is that those terms can describe different classes of, we'll call them stimulants. And the way the vowel's written, what does it say a narcotic is? If you've either got the vowel in front of you or if you remember what I read. If you're a teacher, you should know. Remember, what is a narcotic according to the vowel? You have to wait.
Tea, coffee, and cola drinks.
So there is nobody today that would classify coffee as a narcotic. The reason it was worded that way, the Niska, is why.
So your question is why the coffee was before named as a narcotic?
Yes.
Mhm.
No, let me rephrase my question. Why did the vowel say it's a narcotic?
Because coffee is damaging.
Do you consider coffee to be a narcotic?
Not as a narcotic, but it's damaging.
But you teach it as a narcotic if you go according to the vow. But you don't agree with that.
What do I disagree with?
You said it's not really a narcotic. I thought that's what you just said.
It's not the same one as hard drugs.
Exactly. So when you teach the vow, do you teach it that it's a narcotic?
Yeah, I put it all in one group.
Who thinks coffee is a narcotic? Put your hands up. One person, two people, four people. Put your hands up if you don't think it's a narcotic. I don't know why not all the hands have been used because it's a vow. You've either been baptized, you teach, you should know. Okay. So interestingly, I don't know if you all took note. People from Eastern Europe said what? It's a narcotic. And the liberal Westerners said it's okay. It's not a narcotic. So in Europe, we seem to look at coffee differently depending on where we live. Could you translate or speak slower? Because people won't, you're speaking too fast and I can't hear what they're saying. Makes sense. Okay. So the reason it was labeled as a narcotic, we didn't even go to Pepsi. Who thinks Pepsi is a narcotic? Okay. We need to have a discussion because it's the same people. Peter, have you researched Coca-Cola and seen that it's a narcotic? Okay, you need to speak slower. Everybody slower because the translators can't keep up.
Just looking. Again, sorry. Now I was just looking at the definition of narcotics, and it says that it's stimulating substances.
It's a stimulating substance. So, um, name some other stimulating substances. I'll name them. You say yes or no. Ginger. Is it stimulating?
I, I don't think so.
Sugar.
No.
Sugar doesn't stimulate. So when that man from the Bible took some honey and his eyes opened up, that wasn't stimulation. Yes?
Okay, you're right.
Okay. So um, that means honey. So now we've got honey as a narcotic. Put your hands up if you think honey's a narcotic now. Same four people. Okay, so you see the problem. So Alan White describes tea and coffee as a narcotic. And a clever person, the author of this, saw the similarity or the properties of tea and coffee and added Pepsi to it. And that's why some of you teach it that way. And the rest of you seem to ignore it. Yuta, you don't want to speak?
Question.
Yeah, I haven't said the question yet.
Question.
I haven't said it yet.
Okay.
I was just calling her name to get her attention. So you said coffee is not a narcotic. Tell me your opinion on coffee.
Repeat, please, what the definition is of narcotic.
Peter said it's a stimulant.
Stimulating coffee is a narcotic.
So you followed on, hopefully, with the logic that we just discussed. We're gonna label many foods as stimulants. Now, simple ones are sugar and honey. And so you're going to say this, they're narcotics. So I don't know if that was a yes or no. People don't online don't know what that means.
Narcotic, but you can get addicted to it. Like sugar, for example.
So the problem when we approach these vows and we start labeling food and drink in this way, there's a law, it's called the law of unintended consequences. If you're not careful, you get to a crazy place. Like oil, salt, and sugar, or as they say, SOS. It only works in English, I think. So when we approach the vow, we've tried to make some subtle changes to that. And I just want to open this discussion about how we view food and drink. Because we all believe in this line, which is called what? What's the line called?
The line of restoration from Eden to Eden.
Eden to Eden. And what does that teach us?
What we ate at the beginning, we will eat at the end.
So what you eat at the beginning is what you eat at the end. So most of us understand this idea. So I was asked a question, and the translators have that. It says, In Austria, which would be, was that January? Last year, summer. Okay. So last year, a year ago, at a camp meeting, I said that you members shouldn't take me as an example for what you eat for your diet. So I'll read it as written. In Austria, you said we shouldn't take you as an example for our diet. And the question is why? And then the second part is, what is the correct diet? And then the next question is, we watched some of your older presentations on diet. Do you still recommend the same principles? Okay, so there are a couple of layers to this question. And it's about diet. We've spoken about Val 17. And this is a question on diet. So I don't remember the context of why I said this issue about people shouldn't copy my diet. Does anybody remember? I'll wait for someone else. Anybody remember?
It was after the meal or during the meal, and you sat with us at the table and you only were eating fruit, and we had all kinds of things on the plates, and we started talking about diet.
Just a pause. To me, when it gets translated into English, do I need to wait? Because I don't know when to begin then, because I can't hear a translator online. Because I speak straight away and I'm cutting into a translator's time. She took 15 seconds to answer that. Okay. So for the translators online, we've realized that there's a problem because I can't hear when you're speaking. And when we go from German or Czech to English, you need to translate the English, and I'm not giving you an opportunity. So I understand that. In our next study, we'll try to see if we can come up with a solution. Okay, so you need to give me a point to when I can begin. Okay, so we're at the dinner table. People are looking at my diet, my plate, and they're questioning what I'm eating. And what am I eating?
Fruits.
I'm eating fruits. So I guess I should have said I'm following the Eden diet according to the instructions from our prophet, whichever prophet you want to choose. Eden to Eden, and I'm following the rules. Okay, so people have a problem with that. Why would that not be an acceptable answer? Peter, you said no.
You explained to us that you do it for your health, because of your specific conditions.
So I do it for my health, and you eat for what?
Jesz prečo? Zdravie.
English would do.
Sorry, I got confused.
Fine.
We eat for I eat for my health.
Okay, so you eat for your health, and I eat for my health. Sorry, Tarina. Forgot. I s- and we eat differently. Okay. Anybody else? You don't eat for gluttony then.
I'm trying to.
Maybe he didn't understand what I said. I said, so he does not eat for gluttony. Oh, he doesn't.
He's trying not to eat, like to follow his brain.
Okay. So at that party, when you looked at your plate and my plate, were you eating for health? Okay, so all the food was healthy.
There were some errors in it.
So you only picked the healthy food like me.
I did my best
Okay. Best is all we can accept.
according to my understanding.
Okay. So you say we shouldn't all eat the same. Does anybody disagree with that? Does anybody think we should all eat the same?
I know we've got our freedom, but I'm kind of on the fence on that one. I think we should all be health reformers and eat healthy food and be conscious of what we're eating.
No one can hear what you're saying? Nope. It's over there. Have you finished? They can hear what you say. Even in the room, they couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I think we should kind of all eat the same, even though it sounds like I'm not giving freedom to everyone else when I speak that way. I be health conscious.
I think we broadly all agree we should be healthy in our diet. My question was, should we all eat the same? And you said yes. So we don't all eat the same. Okay, so when you speak in English, you have to wait till the mic gets to you.
All eat the same.
Okay. Raquel?
We should not all eat all the same. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. With fruits, the fructose intolerance.
So we shouldn't all eat the same. That's fine. I don't have to give a reason. We should all eat differently. Okay. So you agree with Peter? No, I'm telling her she agrees. I'm not asking. Would also? Yeah.
I think we should mainly eat fruits and vegetables. Red with it, it's okay, but mainly fruits and vegetables.
Okay. Um, so I want to stick to this theme. People say we should eat different foods according to our body, our body's response. And people respond to food differently. Does anybody disagree with that except Natalie? Everybody agrees that we should all eat differently according to our body's needs. And Natalie said we should all eat the same. Okay, so my follow-on question is, are we all required to be, we can either call it vegan, which is not totally accurate, or plant-based, which again is not totally accurate. But we'll broadly say plant-based. Are we all required to do that? Even though we've got very different bodies. Samina? Put your hands up if you think we all have to be plant-based. Most people. So online, most people think we're required to be plant-based. And I'm going to use the word omnivore, which means eat anything you want. Who thinks we can be omnivores? Eat what we want. That's plant and animals, basically. And nobody. So why does everybody think we're required to be plant-based? Paula.
Because it's healthier for most of the people. It would be healthier if they eat a plant-based diet. But I think if you make this all the people in the world, or all the people in the movement, depending if you live
No.
in a okay. So that I think maybe there might be areas in the world when it's difficult to have a healthy diet, only plant-based. I don't know about this, but I think if you would live in such an area, you should consider what's the best option for you in that context.
You put your hand up that we should all be plant-based.
Yes. Yes, but
Then you said not for all the world.
Yeah.
But all of us should be.
Our context is gives us this possibility. Yes, I think it's the best choice.
So if you have access to plants, you should only eat plants.
Plant-based food, yes. Yes.
Yeah, when I say plants, I'm talking about food, of course. So yeah. And we should not be eating animals. Okay? Anyone else? Emma, you agree with Paula?
I think because the original diet in Eden was plant-based, and that's what we're going back to.
So original diet, then you have to copy the original diet now. Yep. With some huge modifications. And all the modifications that you do, they're either all safe or they enhance the original diet, make it better, or they do no damage. Is that yes?
As far as possible.
I don't know what that means. The diet that you eat, is it the Eden diet?
No.
So you don't eat the Eden diet. And how do you know what your diet is? So how do you know if your diet is good then?
The best of your ability with the knowledge that you have available.
If you go to Eden, your source is God. So you said, I do my best. Where do you get your information for the best from?
God.
Yeah.
So where in the Bible does it say you can start changing Eden?
God adapts it to human beings in the Bible.
So in some random Bible passage, David ate something. God didn't complain. So that's rubber stamping that food item. Is that what you just said?
No. I think it's quite difficult to know, actually, what the Eden diet was. And we only go on what we know from Bible and Spirit prophecy. It's plant-based. There for us to eat.
What's your name? Yohim. Yohim. I have a question. I saw his hand. I have a question. So you put your hand up like everyone else did. You can put your hand down, Esther. I've seen it. You can put your hand down. I've seen your hand. You put your hand up with everybody else. My question to you, I've got a question. So you said that you agreed with Eden to Eden, plant to plant. I don't know if you agreed with what Emma said, because the more I asked her, the more unsure she was about what she's doing. My question to you is, you said we should be following the Eden diet as it shows on our board work. Is that correct? You said, yeah? Okay. Okay. So my question to you is, Adam's body, is that the same as your body? Do you have the same body as Adam? You've got to speak because people don't know what that means. No. So you have a different body to Adam, but you want to eat Adam's diet. Is that correct?
End of Eden, not now. There needs to be a transition.
I don't understand what you've said. We we had the Eden diet. That diet, that Eden one, is the diet after sin. You can eat a bit more things. And you said we have to have the same diet. And I asked, have you got the same body as Adam? And you said no. So my question is, how do you reconcile that? And I didn't understand your answer. It's too much. It's too much.
As we said, the body.
Oh, sorry.
So our body in Eden was different than now. There was a generation in the past, or there. It came.
I don't need all the story. Tell me why same diet with different bodies. Reconcile that for me.
Means it is the goal in our life to come back to this diet.
With a different body. So the fact that your body has changed makes no difference. What was that? That means you're not sure. It's too long. It's too long.
I know that if you only eat plant-based, you also need oil in the diet. What? Yes,
In order to get the subject, the nutrients of the plants, you need oil and fats to get it out of the plants. Sometimes to subtract it, you need that.
Well, we know oil is plant. Most of them. Most of them. So did Adam have to get oil? But you have to get oil. Who told you? We won't argue with that. Rodolfo, I've seen your hand. I've seen your no. Put your hand down. I've seen.
I have to check if it's on now.
Rodolfo. My question is, same diet, different bodies. What's your thoughts?
The vegan diet brings us more to the health of Adam.
You have the same body as Adam? Isn't he getting translated in his ear? What? Yeah, so you don't need to tell him. You have a different body. You have a different body. Why do you want to eat the same food?
I want to have the body of Adam.
So your body's different, and you're going to change your body through diet. Change your diet, change your body.
Resurrect, we will get a new body.
When?
Resurrect.
I don't care about resurrection, I care about now. Let's stick to what we have now. You've said you change your diet, you change your body. So have a think about that if you really agree with that. Esther, first tell us what you're going to speak about. Because I don't know what question you want to answer. Tell us that first.
We cannot have
What's
this.
the question?
No question. I want to give a comment.
Only questions. Yeah, only questions about something that I've already asked, not any other one. So what question are you commenting on?
To the diet of Adam and our bodies.
Okay. So the question is, we say we should have the same diet, but our bodies are different. You're saying?
The same diet like Eden. The fruits are not the same.
So we've got different plants.
lands. Eden was, was ist vollkommen, was perfect. But we are not perfect 7,000 years later.
And what's the point you're bringing?
Body.
And what's the point you're making?
We can only do our best, but it will not be perfect.
And what's the best? You said do our best. Tell me what the best is. Simply.
To eat.
Plant-based.
Yes, to eat plant-based, but.
Who told you plant-based is the best?
Okay, the Bible.
So you're going back.
Yes, but we have not the same plants like Eden today.
I'm not asking about if an apple today is the same as an apple yesterday. We had apples then and we have apples now. And you're saying if apples were good for Adam, that's what I should eat. That's what you said?
Okay, but an apple has not enough vitamins, enough.
That's fine. I'm not
like.
That's a different issue. Okay, I want to gather us all together. We've got this idea that we're all supposed to be plant-based. And the diet we eat, even if it's plant-based, is completely different to Adam's diet. We said that we don't even know what Adam ate. And yet we've got very different bodies. Does anybody think we've got the same body? Emma says we've got the same body, or you're asking a question. Okay, so she just answered that. She just said we've got the same body. If we've got the same body as our father and mother, you said yes. We should all eat the same food, like Natalie said. And your response is no. With qualifications, which is, what's your qualifications?
That it's still the best diet for humankind, but due to sin, there have to be modifications. So maybe I'll backtrack on saying it's required that everyone eats plant-based.
She said what she said a few minutes ago was wrong.
Vegetarian diet is still the best diet for humankind, but I'm going to change that it's required for everyone because of sin. There have to be adaptations.
So you've said we can have an omnivore diet.
If that's what we think we need.
So this is yes. I didn't hear what the last bit you said.
It's painful because I believe the best diet is plant-based. It's the word required, and everyone must be the same. That I can't agree with.
Okay, so one person says we can be omnivore. And why?
Because different bodies require different things.
because our body is not Eve's body. Is that what you just said?
Then no.
You didn't say that? Or you did say that? No, now.
Now. So now they're not the same.
Different bodies, so therefore, different diet. So you don't agree with the Eden to Eden diet?
I do.
You
But
do
there
agree
have
or
to
you
be-
don't
But
agree?
there have to be adaptations.
Do you agree or you disagree?
Logically, I have to disagree now.
Should we all be illogical? I don't know what that means if I'm logical.
I think that's the best diet still. Eden diet is the best diet. Plant diet. But I can't mandate that with everyone because people's bodies are different.
It's best diet. Best for you? For you.
Yes.
So Emma said it's best for her body. Is that what you said? And you know what my next question is? What's my next question to Emma? Just shout out. It's anybody. That's it. How do you know, Emma?
Experiment.
So last week, Emma had chicken and 6 eggs. And she tested how it worked. Yes or no?
No.
So
Because
what's
you
that?
can't know.
What's that?
No.
My question was, how do you know? And you say,
By science.
experience. Paula, help her with experience. Oh, wait, she's going to help her with experience. How does experience work? Wait. No, wait, my finger means wait.
Experience is very subjective because you may sometimes eat something and feel good, and you not.
I'll help you and Emma. Experience has to be tested. You can't dream your experience and you can't read your experience. And unless you eat chicken and eggs, now finish.
So even if you eat once, you don't know the consequences. Maybe you feel good. So it's
No, that's not correct. If you if you don't eat it, you don't know. And as Emma hasn't eaten eggs for 20 years, she doesn't know. So she's only basing upon what she reads. Are we all, anybody want to make a comment? Put your hands up if you want to make a comment. Radka, you got your hand up? Radka, then. Yeah. Oh, okay, Radka first.
So if everybody has to eat different food, I want to say that if we all ate healthily, say it would be a plant-based diet for tens or hundreds of years. Have sicknesses that we have now. I think the plant-based diet could be, this principle could be same for everyone. Most possible to the original state.
You got a question? You want to say something? Or oh, okay. Um, did you have Raquel? You had your hand up or not?
I wanted to say that we maybe forget that the body is a very complex organism.
Wait.
That it's not just our body as our cells and organs. It's also the influence of the mind in our body. I understand it. There are people who are suffering from diseases which are based on their, they are called somato, oh, I forgot the name.
If I eat bacon and I think it does me good, must be good.
That is specific
If I
thing.
eat bacon and I think it hurts me, it will damage me. You don't mean that either? You said it's that simple. You said if I think it hurts me, it hurts me. You didn't say that?
What I wanted to say is that the body is, and also the mind is much more complex. There are many factors that.
Sure. You said one of them, if you think your food will hurt you, it will hurt you. I said fine. So if I think the food will do me good, it will do me good. And you said no. I can't understand what you mean then. Okay, that's fine. So we all start off by saying everyone has to eat the same food. Then we say actually same food doesn't really mean the same food. Just means only plants. And then I asked, why does everybody have to eat plants if our bodies are different? And I don't think anybody gave a good argument to say, actually, we have the same body as Adam and Eve. So I guess nobody actually believes that. We've got different bodies. So if we've got different bodies, how do you know we should all be plant-based? No one's offered me a good argument yet. And when I pressed Emma, she said, okay, we can eat what we want. We're not doing population studies. This is not the China study discussion. This is a discussion about how we view inspiration and our relationship to food. Because if we're going to say generally, that's one thing. But if we're going to say, I think that word Emma used was mandate or required, it's a very different issue. Does anybody want to comment? Go ahead, Deniska, comment. What's your comment?
Methodology, I would look at it that the end shows us the end is shown from the beginning. At the beginning, God gave food to Adam and Eve. I believe that he also gave food to us.
Which food did he give to humans? Fruit?
To the fall, they got vegetables.
So when they were naughty, they had vegetables. So vegetables are for naughty people and fruit is for good ones. No?
God added it to the diet.
After sin. Why wasn't it there before?
Because that was enough.
Why is it not enough after sin?
Because we are degrading.
So vegetables are for naughty people and fruit is for good ones.
So vegetable is good, I believe.
No, I didn't say it's good or bad. I said it's for good or bad people. Please no talking. If you're sinless, you're not allowed to eat vegetables. If you're sinful, you eat vegetables. I think that's what you're saying. But you smile when I say the same thing.
I think this is what I said. I don't think I can explain if it's for sinful or sinless. At the spirit of prophecy. Uh, with fruits and vegetables, we should also eat nuts, legumes, and grains.
So nuts aren't part of the original diet. Beans aren't part of the original diet.
I think those are the plants from the earth.
All of them are from the earth.
The tree.
Okay.
And some of them, Adam and Eve had to work on hard from the soil.
Had to do what?
From the soil.
Okay. And what does all that mean?
Five groups is the best food for us.
So all of these five, which is the Eden diet, is the same diet that we're supposed to eat because it's Eden to Eden. And the bodies
Our body has been damaged by sin for these 6,000 years. It's also damaged. No other option.
What's damaged food got to do with anything? Why are we bringing damaged food into this subject? It's either plant or animal.
Plant is better.
And are you saying that we've got the same body or a different body?
How we take it on one level is the same, but because it's damaged, it's much worse.
So if it's much worse, what do we do?
Skús to ináč povedať. Effort.
We have to put more effort into these 5.
Be more diligent. Mm.
Again?
Hello.
Okay.
What is it? You say we have to be more diligent. I don't understand that. Do you mean we have to stick to the 5? Okay, so our bodies have not changed.
One angle, no.
What's the angle that it has changed?
We deteriorated or we got damaged.
And what difference does that make?
Practically none.
So there's no difference then. So you don't agree with people over there that said we've got different bodies, or Emma said we've got different bodies. We've got the same body. And if it's the same body, you have to have the same food.
Simple, yes.
Okay, so that's the standard Adventist position. Or the standard, no, we'll just go with that Adventist position. And who agrees with that now? That we've got the same bodies. Because before people were saying our bodies are different. Radka? Same bodies. Monica? Oh, same bodies, not different bodies. Okay. So we've got the same body. Raquel said she can't eat fruit. So one of the major things that we're supposed to eat, she says she's not going to eat it. So is that the same body or what's gone wrong? What's happening?
And now there are different intolerances from people. Over the 6,000 years. Body degenerated through the meat and through sin.
So the body degenerated because of meat. Is that what you said? So if we had a family that only was vegan for 6,000 years, that would have been okay. Yeah.
No,
Because the degeneration also happened because of sin.
What does when you say sin, what does sin do to degenerate your body? I shout at you and lie, sin, so my body degenerates. Okay? I'm not sure what you mean by sin degenerates the body.
Not yet.
Okay. Emma, then Esther. Oh, no, we'll do Esther, then Emma. Then that order.
I think there is a different
1 second.
by
1 second.
I think there is a difference between before the sin in Eden and after. Oh, es heißt,
The Bible in on the when you sweat, you should work. How do you- Not the case before.
oh,
Let me stop it. Before sin, we didn't sweat, and after sin, we sweated.
it,
I'm not being funny, but there's writing over there. Carry on.
it's my thinking
Okay.
because after sin, they had to eat the vegetables. And vegetables has more minerals.
Okay, so you're going to say before sin, no sweat, no loss of minerals, because we leach minerals through our sweat. Because now we've become sweaty, we have to eat vegetables. Is that your position? You can add something more if I've missed something.
Was why we need more vegetables? Was this not enough in Eden? Why we need vegetables after then?
Let me ask you, you don't do any sin, then you do a sin. Why'd you start sweating? What changed in your body when you lied? When you cursed God, now suddenly your body starts sweating. How does that work? Because Monica said, if you lie, it doesn't damage your body. You said it does.
Not the same meaning like Monica. I think it's damaged. Yeah. Our
She said no because she can't work out a mechanism for that, a methodology. So you tell me what's the methodology? No lies, no sweat. Lie, sweat. What's the methodology there?
It's difficult to explain.
We're clever people here.
Our thoughts have an Auswirkung,
An effect.
an effect
Let me
to our
stop you.
body.
Could we sweat before sin?
I don't know.
You said no. You said there was no sweat before sin.
This is a meaning for me, because after sin we have sweat. So, and compare and contrast.
My question is, can we sweat before sin? Do we have the ability to sweat before sin? So tell me the methodology that your cells have a radical change because you swore at God. Do you actually believe that? You have radical cell change because something came out of your mouth wrong. Do you actually believe that? The answer is yes, you do.
I would say it's changed something.
But you know that's supernatural. There's no physical way that your skin will change its structure radically just because you had a bad thought. There's no scientific basis for that.
Skin was changed, but the possibility that you can die, that the cells can die, changed everything.
I'm not asking that. You said the skin cell cannot sweat. You had a bad thought and now it can sweat. Has to change its structure. And I want to add that the sweat gland is separate to the skin. So either we had sweat glands for nothing, or they were created out of nothing just because we had a bad thought. And you're prepared to hold on to that?
Can you repeat your last question?
When Adam was created, did he have sweat glands? So sweat glands are created from nothing when he has a bad thought.
Maybe.
No, you said yes. I can prove it, that it doesn't happen. It's magic. No, it is. It's not cell biology. It's not even quantum mechanics. And you're prepared to hold on to that. I find that interesting. We're about finished. What's your name? I'm sorry. Joachim. Joachim.
After the fall of, or before the fall of sin, the body was optimized. Text of the environment where they lived. Fall of sin, God didn't just change the cells of the human body. the environment. Because the environment was changed, we have the same body, but it got damaged. Meant. The people are degenerating progressively. It gets even worse.
You disagree with Esther? Is that what you've just said? Okay. We need to close. I want to carry on this in our next meeting. I want to get clarification on this idea of having the same diet. Do we either have the same body or a different body? And are we all required to eat from these 5 different types of food? Some of us can eat 4. Some of us can eat 5. Some of us might only be able to eat 1. And I want to talk about that in relationship to, I guess, what I eat and what the vow says. So we'll have most of the day to think about this. And we'll come back to our second study better prepared. You've got time to research and discuss. I want to thank everybody. And can someone just tell me when our next study begins? Just how many hours away? In 8.5 hours, we have our next presentation. Let's close with prayer. Holy God, we thank you that we have the privilege to be able to talk about our ideas, to challenge and be challenged, and to not only question our humanity, but even to question your divinity and the decisions and the choices that you have made for us. Because you have also given us the ability to make our own decisions, our own choices. May we dwell upon these thoughts in Jesus' name. Amen. Can someone just remind us what we do now? What the rest of the morning is?